Hi Lana, welcome once again to Learner's Coach. We want to take a look at how you can transfer from one university to the other. Now this is always made possible through Kuccps, where they provide a step-by-step procedure of how you can move from one university to the other. So here in Learner's Coach, we are going to help you maybe understand the process of actually transferring from one particular university to the other, and the key requirements that you need to actually have, or what you need to do. So as you know, Kuccps actually always provide some procedure that you need to follow for you to do this particular transfer successfully. So I want us to go through this particular step by step process, and I'll really request you to maybe take a pen and a paper so that you can actually list the procedure, so that when you are doing the transfer you can do it in a proper way. So as you can see, I want us to highlight or understand some of the instructions from Kuccps that you need to follow. They are very, very important when you are doing this particular application. Now remember, as an individual, there are a lot of things that maybe push you, right, to transfer from one particular university or college to the other, right? But whether you are transferring from one college to the other, or you are transferring from one university to the other, the procedure or the requirements here are same. Like for example, one thing that you need to do, actually Kuccps actually prefer that you need to have done this, right? Like for example, for one to be eligible for transfer, the placement service must have placed the applicant to the program one is seeking a transfer from, right? So this should have come early, so you don't just start recreating a process that didn't exist. Secondly, one will only be able to apply to transfer to a course whose minimum requirements once meet. The third one, applicants to degree programs must meet the application a cut-off point for their respective placement year. These are very crucial before you start the transfer process. The other thing that you need to do, the program applied to must have been on offer to the applicant, right, when this particular applicant was placed. Now the other one is that an applicant may only apply to transfer to one program. You can get that. An applicant may only apply to transfer to one program. Now these instructions are quite elaborate. The other one that you need to look at is an applicant shall only transfer once the duration of the program placed. Yeah, so for the duration of the program placed, once it has expired, you can't be able to transfer. Also, the applicant may review the available programs and their requirements by clicking the programs tab, that is after you have already logged into your student portal, and can search for the courses by institution using the institutions tab, right? Of course, I've said above, but I'll show you the interface that you need to use, right? Number 8, once the applicant has settled on a preferred program, you can always have the 7-character program code that you need to key in. I'll show you step by step. These are just instructions that I need you to get familiar with. Also, you need to apply, use the transfer applications tab, right? I'll show you the tab that you need to actually click on, and of course you provide the instructions that are needed, right? So if you are getting maybe value to this particular video, always like it, right? So that you can always get our further information about these particular topics, right? So number 10, an application fee will need to be processed. That is 1,000, right? Is actually the charge that is required for you to do this particular process. And I'll show you in details what is required of you. So you'll always pay via the M-Pesa, and of course you're going to get the M-Pesa code that will appear on your phone, and you need to keep it safe for future reference, right? Now remember that the government has already changed this particular option, but of course payment is via the M-Pesa, but you need to go to the e-citizen. I'll just show you in a few. Also, you have to take caution. You should actually make payments when that particular transfer window is open, and of course, you need to ensure that you are prompted. Don't just pay before you are prompted to pay, and of course don't pay after the deadline has passed, because no one is going to refund you this money. It's just going to go into waste. And of course, one has to make some kind of monitoring and progress of the application via the student portal. So I think these are the major important instructions from Kuccps that you need to adhere to before you start doing what? The transfer process. Let me just emphasize on the payment, right? Because payment is always so we have a payment procedure. So you'll always have the button there within the platform that allows you to click here so that you can be able to pay, right? So kindly check on that. If you've already paid, you'll have to use that particular reference code. Then you'll be directed to the e-citizen payment instruction. Remember, as I mentioned, government nowadays prefer that you pay via the e-citizen. So you of course, the most preferred option is the M-Pesa, right? So you need to use the business number 222222, right? So that you can make your payment successfully. Now, I'll always encourage you that all the instructions or all the payment that you've made, you can always take a screenshot and keep them for future reference. So if you're there, ladies and gentlemen, and you're finding this particular information useful, kindly take a second or two to join us, right? And for those of us who have already joined us, thanks for your continued support. All right, so let's look at the step-by-step procedure for actually doing this particular transfer application. So as I mentioned, you need to log into the Kuccps portal, right? Now you need to visit this particular link. Let me just show you. So if you go to the students portal, this is the portal that I'm showing you, right? So you have to place your index. I'm assuming that you've already registered here, so it's just a matter of transferring. And you can see at the bottom here, you are told, like for example, the KMTC application deadline and the transfer deadline is 10 days from now, 12 hours 13 minutes, right? So you need always to check when the transfer period is open for you to proceed and make those particular transfer process. Now, so this is the platform. Of course, you need to log in or register so that you proceed with our step-by-step process. So the second thing that you need to do after you have visited this particular platform, and kindly maybe bear with me, I won't really go past this because I'm not a student, I don't have the index number, but I'll use the slides to give you the step-by-step procedure so that you can always go and do them on your own. So if you are doing it right now, just open this particular platform and follow along. So the next step, of course, I expect that you have already placed your index number, you have done that and that, right? Index number or birth certificate number. So the next step number 2, you within the platform or a portal, click on the transfer tab, right? It's just at the top there, you can always see it. Number 3, you need to fill in the transfer application details, right? So these ones are the ones that you're going to place for the university program that you want to transfer to. Now, the other step 4, you'll be prompted for you to actually mention a reason for transfer, which is very, very crucial. So you have to put a reason why you want to transfer from one institution, right, to the other. I remember my brother, maybe there's a time he was to do some course in a particular university, but maybe because he found it maybe far, or they were not offering the course that they were not that she needed, so he placed that particular as a reason. So you have to place the reason. Number 5, you have to do the transfer payment. I've already indicated. So the transfer payment is what? 1,000 Kenya shillings, right? Remember to put all those particular transactions safe, because you might need them for future reference. Step 6, of course, endorsement by receiving institution. Where you are planning to move to, they have to endorse you. So let's say if it is University X, they have to endorse you that, of course, they have like to approve that they want, or they have accepted you to move there. And of course, step 7 is the institution that you actually applied and joined, and of course they are releasing you or giving you a release note that you are free to to move to the next institution. So they'll always do that within the portal. And step 8 is now the Kuccps. The Kuccps will review your approval, and of course they'll accept it, right? And then now you can always move to the next school of your interest or college. So you'll be able to, after that, step 9, you'll be able to receive your transfer letter, right? You download it from the portal, right? And of course all you need to do is to prepare and plan to join the institution of your choice, or the one that you want to move to. So ladies and gentlemen, it is my hope and prayer that at least the guide has helped you understand the process of creating the transfer letter, or the procedure that you need to do it to undertake. So since this is a video, you can always replay it, and I told you to note down these particular procedures. You can see the steps are around 10, so kindly do that so that you get familiar on how you can go about this particular transfer process. So as I always say, this is the place that we normally guide our students, the learners, on the best courses that you need to pursue, what you need to do at any given particular time, and so on. So if you find this information useful, always be part of our community. All right, thanks.